joining?
I'm joining.
Hello. Tony, please say a short prayer. Then we start the meeting. Tony? Tony, are you there? Are you listening? Okay, Cardinal
He looks
Elias.
frozen.
Cardinal Elias, you're there? Please unmute yourself. And pray for us if you don't mind. Cardinal, can you pray for us?
Again, he looks frozen.
Yeah,
Oh, there.
Okay.
I want to pray
Yes, please.
in nomine Patris et Filium et Spiritus Sanctum. Amen. Oremos, racipti salutaribus divinationem formanti demos Pater nostra qui sancti cetum adveniat regnum voluntatis sicut in cielo et in terra. And hodiem vita nostra secunda spiritoribus nostri et nos induca in temptatione sed libera nos a malo. In Patris et Filio.
Okay.
Did we lose him?
Amen. Okay. I think we lost him because of the network. But all in all, we want to thank God because he has been very faithful to us. And my name is Dr. Christine Owini, currently in Canada. And I'm grateful to be your host today as we gather this Sunday for this special Zoom meeting on Luo biodiversity and cultural heritage development. I invite each one of you to bring your presence and your passion into this meeting, because this is going to be a big thing. We started last Sunday with a few of us. This Sunday, I believe, will be more. And we are actually starting a movement. It is a movement, a moment where education for sustainable development meets the heartbeat of our culture, the Luo culture. Education for sustainable development teaches us to respect our environment, to honor indigenous wisdom, and to educate in ways that inspire action, transformation, and continuity. We are not just talking about trees and traditions, remember. We are reclaiming the power of identity, the wealth of our culture, and the future of our people. Let's explore how stories, how songs, how the soil, how systems can birth a social and solidarity economy rooted in sustainability, equity, and pride in who we are as a community. Come with ideas, come with questions, come ready to co-create solutions with leaders, elders, and visionaries who believe that our heritage is not a thing of the past, but the foundation of our future. So we are here to revive, to reconnect, to re-energize, to regenerate, because together we are the community we have been desiring to have. And so the movement is beginning, and the movement begins with you, the movement begins with me. We are going to co-facilitate with quite a number of us. We have guests in the room, new people have joined us, but first and foremost, this transformation is a profound thinker of cultural visionary. At the forefront, we have ambassador, philosopher, Dr. Odhiambo, A man whose words awaken ancestral wisdom and whose life's mission is to help us reclaim the power of community, culture, and consciousness. He is a true custodian of African thought, a torchbearer for cultural heritage, and a guide for those of us eager to walk the path of authenticity and sustainable progress. So before I invite him to give us direction on where we are starting and where we are going, it is important for me to remind us that education for sustainable development is a moment that meets the heartbeat of our culture. And we are we are not so many in the room. I will request that one after the other, we could just say Jambo. It is now Yaore at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's start with Dr. Asewe. Then we go to Cardinal Elias. Then we'll go to
I
Liz.
just say, oh, yeah, jambo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Where are you?
jambo.
Where are you joining
Oh,
us
yeah,
from?
yes. I'm right now it's not a Yaure, so Imre in our area
Oh,
now in
it's
Kisumu.
Imore. Yeah, it's Imore. Yes.
It is a Imre now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Imre.
Okay, thank
Oh, yeah,
you.
we are now running. We are now going to Don.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that is good. So next, let's have Harvard. Liud, I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, so it's Lloyd, like the bank, Lloyd's
Oh,
Bank.
it's okay, it's Lloyd.
Yeah. So my family name Helferty.
Okay, you're
So
welcome.
it's an Irish background on my father's side.
Uh-huh.
As I noted, I am in the Toronto area, north of the city of Toronto in Markham. I like to say I'm in the Don watershed. Um, there's a road called the Don Valley Parkway that goes north-south from downtown Toronto up, um, actually connecting to where I am. Not too far from me is this road that goes down the Don River Valley. And I live next to the German Mills Creek, about 200 or so meters from me is a sub-watershed of the Don River.
Wow.
So the Don River starts up at the Oak Ridges Moraine
Mm-hmm.
in Richmond Hill, where I grew up. My mother still lives and flows south down into Lake Ontario through this watershed. And so we have an organization called UnityNet International that is putting together this global unity network on social media for the most part. We're on WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn as social media spaces for people essentially to come together. So I said my name, Lloyd Halferty. I'm a peace infrastructure professional.
Awesome.
We have a network called the Mutual Prosperity Network. I have an organization called the Climate Smart Food Consulting Group, and I am the co-founder and concept coordinator for UnityNet International. And we call ourselves a humanitarian enterprise and a hybrid holistic practicum learning system management company. So basically what we are doing, we are actually focused in UnityNet on setting up what we call localized networks of multi-stakeholder partnerships that facilitate investments into resilient local livelihood solutions that allow local communities to more easily adapt to climate change and also provide local communities with opportunities for creating lasting peace in their local thriving economies. So we're establishing a relationship with the Friends of the African Union through a partnership between them and UnityNet called the BIPOCA Alliance Canada. BIPOCA is Black, Indigenous, People of Color, and Allies working together, establishing domestic connections here in Canada to support what are called the Mending Goals initiative of the Friends of the African Union. We call these the regenerative development goals, or the next set of global goals. So if you think about those sustainable development goals today, from 2015 to 2030, what comes from 2030 to 2045? What are the next set of goals? We're proposing these mending goals as a set of regenerative development goals. So moving beyond sustainability toward regeneration of our cultures, our communities, our societies. And so there are different frameworks for doing that that allow us to move to these next stage of development, global development, in this framework called globalization. So the concept here is what we're doing right now is attempting to identify certain key communities, especially across here in Southern Ontario, but also around the world, in places like Kenya and Uganda and Malawi and Nigeria, and especially in Africa, but also in South Asia. We're having discussions with people in, for instance, Sri Lanka and India and Vietnam and the Philippines and elsewhere. But mostly in Africa, we're looking at creating twinned communities, so local community like the city of Markham or the city of Mississauga or the city of Windsor, or potentially where you are, Christine, the city of London, working with these multi-stakeholder partners, and then twinning with the community, let's say in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or in Malawi, or in Kenya, or wherever else in another place in the world that is in need of development, but what we, under a framework we call foundational security development, in terms of investing into communities so that they can become self-sufficient. And the idea is that we want to get off of this whole paradigm of aid and development financing that is perpetual. So we need to invest into solutions that allow those communities to become self-sufficient and regenerative as much as possible, moving away and off of fossil fuels, moving away and off of the systems of dependence on external financing, external supply chains, whatever comes externally. So creating local sovereignty, essentially, and self-sufficiency as much as possible. And we are now in the process of having discussions with people in the city of Windsor, people in the city of Niagara, here in Ontario. We have some allies out in British Columbia and in Alberta and in Edmonton, in Calgary, who are working with now, as well as in Ottawa and in Montreal, to begin these conversations and develop some practical demonstration projects of what we call sort of 21st century eco-villages. So infrastructure solutions that would provide for this self-sufficiency of community. And this is the conversation I had, and the reason I'm here. I did have the conversations with Ambassador Philosopher Dr. Johan Maka-Duol about this, and he invited me to this meeting so we could discuss further about the potential twinning of projects between Canada and Kenya, specifically as a starting point to developing a global network of local communities coming together through these local multi-stakeholder partnerships that we call the Watershed Peace Councils. And that is actually the work that we do is to provide cultural tools for engagement of local communities in founding and establishing their own local multi-stakeholder partnerships that facilitate investments into these communities by multiple actors around the world who are looking at alternative finance and alternative systems of what's called regenerative financial inclusive economies. So that's essentially my my introduction, and I'll let somebody else say their own few words.
That was mouthful. Thank you so much. At least now I can see where we are connecting, how we can now come together and work together. Because here in London, Ontario, we are having a big meeting of Kenyans on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So you are welcome with your team.
So next week.
This week, Saturday.
So
this
the
coming Saturday.
28th?
Yes, 28th.
Okay, for sure.
We will
Let
we will talk
let
so
me
that I
arrange
send you
that.
the contact, the venue and what we intend to do so that you come and meet all of us together.
Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect,
that is
perfect.
amazing. Yeah. So next, let's have Tony. Tony, please introduce yourself. Unmute first.
Okay, thank you, Sister Christine. I'm Tony from Kenya, currently from Kisumu County, and I'm nice to see you guys. Nice to meet you in this platform, and I will know from this platform have from this platform I'll know more about the biodiversity and the cultural heritage. Currently, one of the universities in Kenya, and I'm also the chairperson under the leadership of Oguk. Oguk is the one of we have a forum where we deal with the elderly people, especially the widowers, and that program is my program. And from next week we are going to start enlarging with the elderly people from Sumo County, especially my ward. And I know from this I'll share a bit of my program at the end of the program. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Tony. You're amazing. Osborne, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Osborne?
Yes, how are you guys?
Hello.
I hope you are getting me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, I am Osborne Otieno Abiero.
Mm-hmm.
I am a freelance researcher.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, currently I deal with ethnography. I'm currently I'm working at Ndewa. I'm working on some research in Ndewa with elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why when I saw this forum in one of the WhatsApp groups that I'm sharing with this ambassador, I just decided to join and get whatever is new.
You are in the right place, and please, you're not just here to just see. You're here to be part of us. You are here
Thank
to
you very
walk
much.
the journey with us because you belong here. And please bring many more people like you because we want all the Luos to come together. We want all the Luos to start doing things right. Those that are doing things right to continue doing the right things. Those that are not yet doing the right things to start doing things right, because the Luo community is a powerful, powerful community. So let me now invite Cardinal. Can you just say hi and tell us something brief about yourself? Unmute yourself if you don't mind. Unmute yourself, you're muted.
I, Cardinal Elias Komenya. I'm working with the Community Center for Justice and Peace in Kenya. I'm the chairperson for that organization in Kenya. Our main theme for the organization is civic education on good governance, climate change, and peace. And today I'm very happy because I get opportunity to share with you people how we can engage our community to work together to come up with a development. Because in the world, we have only 3 powers. And these 3 powers, one is the first priority. We have economic power, military power, and political power. But economic power is the highest and the first priority for any community. That is why I request our people, and I continue to educate them how they can involve and participate fully in this organization. Already on 26th of this month, I invite Dr. Philosophy to come and share with our community how they can involve and promote. Because economic power, without economic power, no power you can say you have. Thank you. I can talk later. And where I have a problem for network, maybe. Thank you.
No, we will pray that that network doesn't disappoint you at all, because we are here to be strong. So next, let me invite Ambassador Philosopher, Dr. Johannes McDowell. Please give us your wisdom and tell us what are you up to? Why are you bringing us together? I mean, why? Are you there, Ambassador?
Hello.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yeah, please, we want to see your face. We don't want to see your roof. We want to see your face. Yes. Awesome.
Yes. Oh, how are you?
We are fine.
How are you, all of you there?
Good, good,
We are good.
Yes, I'm very thankful with you. I'm very thankful with you, Dr. Ambassador Christine. You are doing wonderful work for the humanity. And I think that is a blessing. And you are a lady soldier in the world. And
oh my goodness.
I'm pleased to inform our members that Ambassador Dr. Christine graduated with PhD last week, and that is a matter of a substance amongst us. We should congratulate her being an eater of the peppers. And she's in Canada, where also we have our guest, and you'll be organizing to make a physical meeting with our guest, Mr. Lloyd Helfati. We welcome Mr. Lloyd Helfati with this big team. This is a man of spiritual growth in Africa and for African growth in regenerative infrastructure development. We are here as Lukode Society Worldwide, Luo Community Development Union. Luo Community Development Union is headed with a number of people. One of them is Dr. Ambassador Christine, who is our coordinator in Canada and the UK. Dr. Asewe is our Secretary General. I hope you've had him there. And Cardinal Bishop Komenya is our organizing secretary. Officials are yet to come because maybe network is a problem to them. Now, let me come back to the main basic, and we welcome all of you, Osborne Otieno and Tony and the rest. Luo Community Development Union is embraced constitutionally in the country. Are you here? Are you getting me?
Yes, though you're breaking, but it's okay. We are following.
Yes. What I'm saying, Luo Community Development Union is an umbrella union of Luo people in the world. We are here to regenerate our human and ecological, cultural heritage, manpower, to grow our community. Because we realize that politics cannot be eaten, but food on the table comes from our own power that are enshrined in our culture. We are happy to meet our partners in abroad, Mr. Lloyd Fati, who is coming with a big team of 5, for your information. Mr. Lloyd is coming with people from Norway, people from UK, people from America, and we should applaud him for that acceptance to partner with the Lukode in the whole of African continent. And we have agreed with the Lloyd Fati that to partner with the government of Kenya and the universities of Kenya. And already, for your information, we have communicated to Maseno University in Kenya and Tom Mboya University in Kenya and Jaramogi Odinga to partner with us in enhancing cultural heritage development among the Luo people and turn them into economic regenerative manpower that will bring money to the people in abundance. The other thing we are encompassing is how to make all attraction centers. We are going to build homestay African hotels in these historical sites in Luo Nyanza. If in partnership with our international Mr. Lloyd Fati and his team, county government of Siaya, county government of Kisumu, county government of Mabei, and county government of Migori. That being the case, we are going to involve university to do research and magnify the concept papers that targets all our historical sites for eco-cultural heritage exchange. This, if we do, we shall attract global tourists to Luo Nyanza using our own magnified investment customs, where they will be demonstrated or showcased our traditional medicinal plants and how they were applied and how they are used, our cultural traditional foods, where and like our doctor, Catherine, in that process, they will actually do the best. We are going to showcase our arts and architecture on putting up various monuments in all our cultural centers. That would be meant to build and make people to be economically engaged in all their aspects of needs in the community. And the government will also be working very close with our community to see our community that their areas are well developed and they are well engaged in their government activities. In fact, for your information, we are looking into a number of investments because the Luo people had forgotten that our culture is our economy. Our culture is our power. Our culture is our wealth. Wealth is stored in our culture. Our constitution, for your information, all members, gives us the power as a Luo people to make our own government, our own self as self-governed by our constitution. But this constitution, for your information, I would wish to share with you today that this constitution is not placed our best document. Our best document is placed in Nagoya Protocol treaties and UNESCO program treaties and UNDP treaties, which was all signed by our government of Kenya, that the sovereignty of economic and social engagement will be decided by the Luo community themselves, not by any politician, not by any government. I want you to hear and get this wisdom and these perspective legalized words today, that we have remained to live in darkness because we don't know what we are and who we are, where we are going, what is required of us as a community. Our people has been misled that politics is the cause for development. That is put ex kubwa today. The main source of development today is ourselves to come back together and grill all our hidden treasures in our lands, and in our waters, which the United Nations, within all their protocols, make our Kenya to sign, give power unto us and unto us to decide that nobody will dictate how Victoria will be used, be it the president of this country, be it any minister of this country, be it any politician. That is enshrined in the protocol of UP, UNESCO, protocol, and all of the United Nations and in the Habitat and the UNICEF protocols. These protocols, they are bigger than the constitution of any country in the world. Why? Because they are signed by the government. That all the governments who sign them will adapt to them, will lend them to the people of that country. That thing that our governments have is enshrined for our own power. Information. This means that
sorry, we dropped him because of maybe the internet.
I think the network issue, yes.
Yeah, the network issue, but what he was trying to bring out is very, very important. Okay. We need to explore how our cultural heritage intersects with what we're doing. We need to strengthen our identity as the Luo. We need to strengthen our economy, and we need to influence by reconnecting with our roots. We need to co-create a framework for action through community dialogues, partnerships, and cultural innovation. He said, what is more important to us is us coming together. It's about creating a twin community coming together. So we need to define, what does it mean to come together? Why do we have to come together in the context of biodiversity and cultural heritage? We need to tap our Mother Earth's resources for Luo social and solidarity economy, and also rolling out cultural cooperation, highlighting collaborative cultural models with stakeholders like LILD and team, and many more who are going to come on board. So what makes us Luo beyond geography? How does our cultural identity contribute to biodiversity conservation? How does our cultural identity contribute to peace, global peace? Yeah. And so we need to learn, come together, purpose to learn, purpose to transform ourselves, purpose to transform others, and also purpose to transform our planet Earth. Ambassador, I can see you're back. Please continue.
Oh, sorry. This network is not friendly to us. Why? But all in all, we are happy. In fact, Dr. You have put it very clear that we should know our identity from our language, from our values, from our customs, from our tradition, from our health care, from our food, and from our, from our socioeconomic. That is the main core. And that's why Lloyd Health Party is here with us, twinning with us together. What I was saying is this, that I want the new people to understand that without them coming together, there will be no development. Without them knowing that development is empowered upon them by the Constitution and by the United Nations protocols, they will not grow. Now, there are resources. Once we come together, as my coordinator, Ambassador Catherine has put it, we should identify, you should be able to identify our heritage sites, our farming system, our fishing system. What it means, we are going to involve and engage all fishing business communities to come together with us so that we roll out the way how to make Lake Victoria profitable to the fishermen community, fishing communities, and the fishmongers, and the community around the lake themselves, and that is what it all entails by coming together. Second thing, we should be able to identify mineral resources centers in our land, where they are and who are exploiting them, so that we come together with the workers within those mineral centers and the investors within those mineral centers and the county government to mainstream how these mineral exploitations can benefit even the community who are owning that land. The land, for your information, we have been cheated by our constitution drafters, that the land belongs, the soil of the land belongs to the government, and that the waters belong to the government. For your information, that is a way of enslaving the country and denying the country development. The United Nations protocol, upon which all the governments, including the Kenya government, signed, gives the land and the water and all in them to the community, like now as the Luo. Lake Victoria and its water and its fish belongs to the Luo community, not to the government of Kenya. And we are being enslaved by exploiting this water lake by the government of Kenya and their cronies. Now we need to come together as Luo community and draft our Luo community papers, how we are going to exploit the water lake in farming, in fishing, and in tourism attraction as a community, not as a government, but by the government, not by the government with the community. It is the community with the government, with the vice versa. I hope you are getting me very clear there. And even now, for those who are farmers, sugarcane farmers in Kenya, sugar has gone. And it has gone without us knowing what is our right as a community. Now, we wrote that we shall today know what is a community. A community is simply a group of people who comes together, like now we have formed this group, to trail their rights, trail their needs, and trail their challenges. A community is that people who come together to manufacture a system for themselves. Now we want to manufacture our own system as a Luo with our friends abroad, including Leod Altfelter, and they will help us to revamp our policies. May I allow Mr. Leod to bring us a proposal for partnership that we agreed with him. Let him just brief us which area they would wish us to partner with them. Kindly, Mr. Leod.
Yes. So actually, I didn't get a chance to write yesterday in our chat. However, we actually do have a process for developing these types of partnerships and the MOU agreements. So the process is that we have 3 meetings like this one, 3 Zoom meetings that are recorded on our end. And then, so those 3 conversations, we actually record them, produce a transcript, and have a dialogue during those 3 meetings about each of our own ambitions and each of our own actions and engagements for how we might be able to work together and the different types of things that we actually do and our ambition moving forward to achieve. And then from those 3 meetings, we can draft an MOU. And that actually, we've done that process a couple of times, and it works fairly well. So I don't have any specific proposal at this point in time, but what we should do is set up those 3 dialogues, those 3 meetings. Again, the recorded sessions like this, Zoom calls, and then from those we can then draft hopefully a mutually acceptable MOU agreement from that. So if that works
Good.
for you.
Madam Christine, what, give us your view.
Well, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with the plans. It is important, of course, to have a memorandum of understanding so that we can get the TORs, what the partners will be doing and what we will be doing. And our core role should be to ensure that all the community members come together. As much as we are pushing on how we can get the reliable partners who are not just coming to fill in the space like a social team, but partners who are going to help us move to action, because we don't just believe in having conversations that don't bear fruit. We want to have a conversation that will bear fruits, a conversation that will give us a success story, a conversation that will make us like a light, whereby other communities can now look at us and start emulating and start doing things right. So I think we are on the right track, Ambassador Philosopher.
Aye.
And
light yourself already.
what
Yes.
I would like to what I
Secretary
would like
General.
to say, of course, is I think it is.
Yes.
I just wanted to say I think it's very important that Dr. Owinyi has invited me out to London for next week, so I can get to know her and also know the Luo community better from a cultural perspective, so that I can be comfortable in understanding your goals. Because that is actually what our network is about. We provide spaces for people to come together to establish those community-based partnerships, but it's based on their own ambitions, their own direction, and how they want to develop those partnerships, who they want to develop those partnerships with. We provide guidelines, and we can provide frameworks that allow access to certain types of partners and certain partners that are already part of our network to facilitate to create those what we call tree roots partnerships. So looking at grassroots community groups, organizations, but also the institutional partners, whether it's the local or regional governments, other businesses in the community, other institutions in the community, whether it's schools or other community-based organizations, whether in the public or private sector, that may come on board as a part of this multi-stakeholder partnership ecosystem. So basically, we provide tools for the development of these local partnerships, but it depends on the local community and their own ambitions for how to move forward locally. And it will be different. Likely, a different partnership will manifest itself in, for instance, London, Ontario, where Dr. Owinyi is, compared to in the Lakes region in Kenya. They'll have a completely different partnership, but it will have similar structures. So, for instance, public, private, civil society, academic, interfaith, orange economy, all of these different partners will come together, but they'll be different partners. Although there could be some parallels. For instance, in London, Ontario, Dr. Owinyi may partner with the local Rotary Club. And there may be also another local Rotary Club in, let's say, where Ambassador Makaduol is, but they'll both partner with a Rotary Club. And then those two Rotary Clubs can then partner together to deliver similar types of programs in both communities and sharing that knowledge.
Good. Secretary General, Dr. Asewe, are you there? If Asewe is not there, organizing Colonel Komenya.
Yes. Are you hear me?
Yes, you are clear.
Yes. On that issue, I want to support what's going on to our partner develop the MOU. And to be specific, for areas where we want to partner with our partner. That is my support, and I agree with him and with our coordinator. Again, all those things, what we talk about it, the key areas. I learned 1996, where I'm in Germany. I learned the key issues that can bring together the community together. Can we have the civic engagement team to engage our members to know the importance for the unity and how we can develop ourselves. For example, right now, through my organization, ECJP, we have 368 youth group in Luo Nyanza. We empower them for S4T. S4T stands for Saving for Transformation. And we have 410 women group, and we support the same and difference, plus 18 PWD. PWD stands for people living with a disability. That group here, we do that. That is my request. We can come up a specific area, and then we educate our people to come together. Thank you, Dr.
Wow. Tony Omondi. Tony Omondi.
I can see our secretary is back. Dr. Sewe is here with us.
Proceed.
Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Proceed.
Dr. Sewe, please unmute yourself. You're talking, but you're not listening. We're not hearing because you're muted. Unmute. Remove that mic. Yes. Good.
You can now get me, right? Am I online now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. I'm very, very thankful this evening. And as the Secretary General of Lukode Society Worldwide, I'm very much impressed by our visitors who have just joined us in the meeting. And I just want to give some briefings on some few remarks on what my friends have just talked about. It is very, very important to discuss as we gather today in this historic moment. It is a true honor and privilege to address the Lukode on behalf of Lukode as a Secretary General. Our cultural heritage has got some values in it, but now we have to define who is this of today have been cheated a lot within our borders. Because when we say the community has got the social corporate responsibility,
Looks like we lost him. You're muted, Ambassador Owini. Ambassador Owini, you are muted.
Sorry, sorry, we lost him, but let me say, Leod, thank you really deeply for your thoughtful insights. Your commitment to regenerative infrastructure and the spirit of unity in diversity you bring to this collective conversation is truly, truly, truly appreciated. Your recognition of the work we are doing within the community development community, wanting to know more on what we are up to, especially in areas of cultural preservation, biodiversity, and regenerative economics. It's great. We really, really appreciate. It's inspiring to know that we work together with allies like you across the world and even more. Indeed, Ambassador McDowell powerfully shared the time has come for us to reclaim our identity, not just as a memory of the past, but as the engine of our shared
Ambassador,
future. Yeah, we lost you. That is why now I'm trying to fill in the gap, just to wait for you to come on board.
I was just talking about the community. Now we have to define a community, because of the time, when you look at our cultural values, when you speak of today, when we define a community within our borders or tribe, it is a living network of people bound by shared values, traditions, and ancestral wisdom from the scared landscape of Nyanza and the whole world. You might you can get that in the horns of Africa. We are the descendants of storytellers, healers, blacksmiths, farmers, and guardians of deep indigenous knowledge. When you look at our country, in our continent, Africa, we have the natural resources, and we must ask ourselves, are we getting the benefits, shared benefits of these resources we are getting? Are we? That's a question we need to go back tonight and rethink about it. Because from the descendants of storytellers, healers, and blacksmiths, farmers, and the guardians of deep igneous knowledge, we are the custodians. But you find that we are not benefiting from these resources at all. We are being pushed aside.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, okay, we really appreciate your remarks and the fact that we really need to value what we have. And the Luo community, through Lukode platform and global partnerships, is working to ensure that our heritage, our language, our foods, our medicinal knowledge, our ecosystems, and traditional governance systems are recentered in all our development efforts. And the fact that storytelling is coming like it is the core thing, we need to rethink how best are we going to continue with the aspects of storytelling so that our generations and generations to come get to understand what Lukode is up to. This is the essence of actually education for sustainable development. Learning not just to know, but to be, to do, to relate, and to transform. We are particularly energized by your emphasis on building eco-village hubs that center cultural excellence, partnering with universities, learning institutions for ethnographic and regenerative research, empowering the youth, empowering the women, empowering people with disability, the ones that the secretary was talking about, through civic education and self-sustaining economies, and also advancing economic justice through land and lake resource ownership frameworks. We're actually ready to engage. We are ready to engage with you. And we have quite a number of like-minded networks.
Yes,
yes, Secretary, we lost you, and kindly.
Yes, we must. Yes, yeah, just proceed on. Let us just look, how can we create wealth from our natural resources?
Yes, yes.
Wealth that's not always begin with money. Well, when you talk of wealth, people think of money. But in this context, we are looking wealth as a resource. Wealth is a resource, not only money. It begins with recognition of what we already have in our hands. Medicinal plants, unique foods, scarred trees, traditional crafts, and the time-tested wisdom of our elders. By sustainability, utilizing our natural resources through eco-tourism, herbal industries, regenerative agriculture, and biocultural enterprises, we can generate wealth, employed, and innovations without compromising to integrity of our heritage. When you talk, we have a lot of heritage sites which are being abandoned in part of Nyanza and some parts of in the coast and all other parts of the country. Let us shift from being resource owners to resource beneficiaries. Let our forests, seeds, and scarred waters be registered, protected, and commercialized with dignity. Let our youth be trained to turn ancestral techniques into modern green businesses. This is the new wealth, the way how we can walk through our wealth. We can look at how rich is our heritage. Our heritage is not just rich, it is priceless, because you cannot even know how much it costs. Today's songs that heal
We are sorry that we are losing the secretary because of network.
And that guided battle than in our cultural values. We don't. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about our cultural values, our resources, yes, how best we can make use of our resources, how best we can feel like we are part of the resources, we are the beneficiaries of the resources. Actually, a Luo generative heritage development blueprint is important, and we are here to start it off. Yeah, we need to think about cultural tourism. We need to think about youth-centered learning models for intergenerational sustainability and community-driven proposals, as the president was talking about, and align with international frameworks like the UNESCO treaties, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the Nagoya protocols, and so on and so forth. So, as the secretary is telling us what we are up to.
Another thing we must talk about is documentation of indigenous knowledge.
Awesome.
We
Documentation.
Documentation that's where we shall protect. We must document it ourselves. Let us move from oral to digital, from forgotten to preserved, from unregistered to protected under international conventions like the Nagoya Protocols and the UNESCO UNDP heritage frameworks. Lukode society must be committed to leading this documentation effort. We are working to collect plant knowledge, cultural practices, community stories, and traditional innovations, achieving them in local languages, English, Kiswahili, and some other local international languages, which people can barely understand. Our mission is not only to preserve, but legally empower communities to benefit from their indigenous knowledge in research, development, and global partnership, like Makadual have just brought in some development partners. And we are now working on a very strong MOU with Mr. Makadual, so knows that very well. No knowledge should leave this land without consent. No tradition should fade without being recorded. Now we must pass the mantle. We must pass the mantle through Luo heritage. There are some other organizations like the Ministry of Education, we must partner with them. Kenya Wildlife Services, we must partner with them. Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Culture, Tourism, Agriculture, because right now our people are really suffering because of poor nutritional and poor diet, because we have just lost our traditional seeds which we used to grow, like the wheat, like the traditional potatoes, beans, and all this. That's why you might find that most of the people living now in the urban centers are really obese, and they are suffering from hypertensive diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and high blood pressure and diabetic complications. Our mission now here is not only to preserve, but legally empower, as we have talked about. When I just finish in my closing remarks, I just want to say, let us engage our youth, our leaders, our elders have the knowledge. We must talk to them. When we are documenting, we must talk to them. The policymakers and the global partners to reclaim, protect, and activate our indigenous knowledge as a foundation for cultural pride, economic wealth, and environmental sustainability. What I know, Lukwade Worldwide is not just an organization, it is a movement, a voice for the voiceless and a wisdom for the African countries. When we talk of transformation of eco-cultural values, beliefs, and priceless and practices into economic activity, we must define the eco-cultural values. We must refer to the intervention, relationship between community, culture, because we cannot forget the community. The community are the custodians. They are the custodians, because when we immediately we need something, we need herbal medicine, we need all these things, we must go to the community. They are the custodians because they are the people who have access to ancestral lands. They're the people who own the ancestral lands. And now when you look at the Ministry of Planning and Fiscal Planning in our country, Kenya, the Ministry of Settlement, the lands and settlement schemes, some of them have been taken away by the governments. And there, you must find in Kenya, somebody is owning over thousands of acres, which is just idle. There's nothing which is being done in those lands. With the Lukode, we are going to include such farming practices through involving some other policymakers to make those lands to be sustainable to some other people. We are going to look at the strategy to transform into economic activities, to identify and document eco-cultural assets, especially scared forests, herbal medicine, traditional crafts, rain-making rituals, indigenous seeds, storytelling. There's so many of our boys in schools, which now when you look at the cultural practices and dances going around our schools, there are so many good children who have got very good storytelling from their elders. And this one, we must nurture this, we must document this, whereby we must some national county archives, whereby we can go and refer to what happened. For example, when you want to see a certain song which was done by a certain school in Nyanza, one of the schools, you may not get it because once they are being done, we forget about them. We must protect and legalize ownership, register community knowledge under intellectual property rights, Nagoya protocols, or community trust deeds. We must avoid biopiracy by asserting communal ownership. This thing has really happened. For example, today, there are so many people who are using the word Ramogi, and they are really benefiting from the word Ramogi. Are we, as the people of Nyanza, is there anybody who is benefiting from Ramogi? No. We must come with our own products like Ramogi, Ajuang, Bulb, Ramogi, Ajuang, traditional pads. We must come with our traditional pads, which are made from banana leaves, banana reeds. We must look at our reeds. There's this mat, our traditional mat. We must get that market. We must get the market, the international market for our mat, the par. We used to sleep. We used to sleep in that par. The mat, our traditional mat. People like it very, very nicely. Our mother baskets, the kikapu, the chondo, our traditional chondo. It is so good. We must look at it. We must come together and look at it. We must develop eco-cultural enterprises, turn practices into value-added businesses. Eco-cultural practices, economic opportunities, especially in organic products. They line up with scared groups like ecotourism, like Makadul was talking about, the homestays. Let us turn our places like Gor Mahia places, Luanda Magere places, to have a very, very beautiful and nice tourist attractive centers, whereby whenever you enter any town in urban area in Nyanza, the first thing you see is a statue of a certain Luanda Magere, Gor Mahia, and all that. What we must do is to do a partnership with international organizations, international partners, to export our farming products, cultural tourism, and educational videos like the ones which are being made nowadays in schools. Indigenous architect, ecologists, we have to design and train. We must train our youths and women in business skills. We use eco-cultural knowledge as a base to teach entrepreneurship, branding, and digital marketing. Partner with NGOs, government agencies, and universities, as my friend have just echoed, and training and mentorship. We must brand, like now we are talking with Makadul. We want, and we are working day and night to brand and market the cultural attire dress, which will be marketed through under Lukode. Those are some of the things which are going to give Lukode some money. We have to develop local brands with cultural names and symbols, which we must do. We must promote as in heritage-made, eco-friendly, or community-powered, sell via online platforms like Jumia, Alibaba, and all others. We must come with village cooperatives, local markets, and cultural events. Exhibitions. We are at the top gear. By the end of this year, we should have made a very good experience on Expo trade fair for Lukode, whereby people will come from all over the world to showcase their innovations, their traditional rituals, their traditional products, and their traditional crafts. Those who are, we must talk to the government of the day, according to chapter 16 of the cultural values of our people. We must look markets for our traditional eco-cultural tourism circuits within the region. To add on that, we must curate experience such as guided nature walks, storytelling, firesides, food testing. You know, the Luo foods are the most delicious food in the world. When you come to Nyanza and eat ugali, you will get the best recipes. I just want to conclude by incorporating this into education. What we need to do is to education. We must teach our children, our youth, about their eco-cultural wealth through schools, community libraries, and cultural centers. Youth can create apps, documentary, or museums content on indigenous knowledge for income. Today, our boys have got no work to do. They are going to social media to do some other funny things there, which have made us to lose most of our boys through government interventions, because wakichokoza serikali pale inalete shida. Now we must document the key benefits. We have to preserve this knowledge for key benefits, so that our boys does not spend a lot of time on social media doing some nasty things which can create problems and loss to the community. We don't want to lose our boys, so we can attract eco-conscious investors and tourists to promote those ones online, like the homestays, the traditional huts, and all these things. This one will encourage climate resilience through traditional practices. There's a simple quote which says that whenever you transform any woman or any person or a youth, you are transforming a future sustainable development, which will create businesses, which will create a lot of sense and some other things. We must celebrate our power, and what we must do, we must come with intellectual property, traditional bulb, Ramogi, Ajuang, a product like a pad made for women, which can help our women to have a better environmental and hygienic conditions. This bulb product will be rooted within our Luo cultural value, and that asante sana.
Wow, thank you so much, Secretary General. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for speaking with such clarity, truth, and deep love for our people and our culture. You have reminded us that communal honesty is the starting point for true transformation. Indeed, while others are benefiting from powerful names like Ramogi, many of us from Nyanza are still on the sidelines of our own heritage. That must change, and the time is now. As you rightly said, we must reclaim, we must repurpose and reintroduce our own cultural products from the traditional mats, what you called the pa, to chondo baskets, from banana fiber crafts to the sacred spaces of Rwanda Magere and Gormaya. These are not just simple things like artifacts. They are actually economic opportunities. They are tourism magnets and tools for community education. This vision truly aligns with what we promote through education for sustainable development, to teach with purpose, to preserve with innovation, and to empower our youth and women with skills in eco-cultural entrepreneurship, branding and digital marketing, indigenous architecture and ecological design, agribusiness and organic value chains, name them. And so, Ambassador, can you take the mantle and lead us on?
Now, the Secretary has spoken wisdoms for the country. And I think, and we think that we should clap him. Now, the Secretary has mentioned something very important. Lokode has got a long way to go. Look, it's the gold of the country, Kenya and Africa. Lukode is going to organize a number of open with the government of Kenya and the party. Lukode is going to organize works with the government of Kenya and the partners. Lukode is going to organize a number of food party festivals with the government and the partners. Lukode is going to organize what we call reclaiming power. For instance, for our information, today we have Ramogi radio station. Ramogi radio station, we call it a foreign station. The constitution of the country and the UN protocol give us the power to write our policy and present to Ramogi company to give back to us as a community every year 5% of their GDP products cost. That is constitutional, and we are going to do that. We are going to work on all other areas that is going to open the doors for actual tangible products for the lunatic. That being the case again, we have 4 counties in Nyanga. Lukode is going to negotiate with all the 4 counties governments that every county must set up with Lukode what we call Luo Film Art Centers. Luo Art Centers is going to be an industry to manufacture proper talent of the Luo youths, women and elders who have the talent of the cultural values of the Luos to be put in films that will be sold worldwide, and the Luos will be seen worldwide on their own value chain principles. That is what we have at hand, and it is going to be a big industry to regenerate revenues and employments and remarkable historical expansion of the Luo community in the world. My point to bring home is that we are going to identify first 111 for the 4 counties that will negotiating the government to build 5-star hotels that will be to Kenya to know and enlighten themselves and engage with themselves, with the Luo cultures, with the Luo foodstuffs, with the Luo elites, to capture global knowledge that will empower the whole world and the Luo cultural growth. Those hotels will be architecturized, mean uniqueness in the Kenya and African hotel industry. Until the show actually, that is our answer that we are going to do the show in Africa. Because as Ambassador Christine put it, that we are building a state of learning, a state of education from other countries that is worth emulating to gain social growth and cohesion. We have to work with our partner, Mr. Lloyd, Health Party, to come up with hospital clinics. Hospital clinics, we have agreed, and our secretary is good in that we are going to generate health protection in Luoland by so mobilizing clinics in more country with our partners. Madam Christine, give you the mandate to go and meet physically with our partner, Mr. Lloyd, so that you make physical meeting and send back to us what you have agreed on our project's proposals. We have seen Mr. Hamid, our guest Hamid. Mr. Hamid, if Mr. Hamid is there, can we hear from Rose Fidelis? Rose Fidelis? Rose Fidelis? Boyd, are you there? No.
Yeah, and we are running out of time. Maybe we could.
Yes, they can greet us.
Yeah.
Hamid, you can greet us. Hamid, Rose Fidelis.
And I think the Hamid came in because of the next meeting that is global for education for sustainable.
Yes, hello, thank you. Hello. Yes.
You can greet us.
Yes, I'm Khaled
We are
Hamid.
hearing you.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I have
Very
a
well.
little bit. Yes, sir.
Proceed.
Yes,
Greet us.
yes. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean actually?
Oh, network. Network.
Okay, so Ambassador,
yes.
we have guests like Hamid. I think Hamid is coming in because of the global meeting that we usually have from 7:30 p.m. And because we use the same link, some of them are here. So it is good for them to know that even the Luo community is dedicated to work together to ensure that we are doing things that are meant to preserve culture, to preserve matters to do with sustainability and regeneration. I've even seen one of the leaders from a representative organization in Kenya for UNESCO. Madam Mary Kangete is a director at NATCOM. It's good for her to know what we are planning, what you are planning as a team from the Luo community to advance education for sustainable development in Kenya. That is really very important. Maybe it is good that those who have just joined us can just say hi, like Hamid. Hamid comes from Egypt. Hamid, please go ahead.
Yes. Yes, actually, I have something very important I have to share about my project. I contact actually was UNESCO last week for the prize, and I'm waiting until approve my project to start in Kenya and Uganda. My project, it's about multilingual and computer science and music curriculum for all ages. I mean multilingual, actually more than 9 languages for all children and all youth and girls and ladies and women, and especially in Africa. I have all planned for my projects. And also I have to travel September to UNESCO because I have global event for global Mobile Learning Week, because I'm member in UNESCO since 2017. And also in October, I have to travel to Washington. I have also global event for education through digital learning. I do all the best I can to support for education for all children, for all lovely students in all Africa. Thank you. That's what I'm doing.
Wonderful.
And also Ambassador Christine, Ambassador Christine, she contacted me directly and she updated me how I can contact for Africa. Directly I contact with her if I have something to share. That she has good support for us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Madam Mary Kangete, please say hi to the team before we get into the ESD meeting.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
I'm in my room. Let me just switch it on. Oh, sorry. Okay, I hope you can hear me. My name is Mary Kangede. I'm calling in from South Africa, where I'm attending a meeting on education for sustainable development. So coincidentally, I got time to join the meeting today. I've been seeing the notices and happy to be listening to the good initiatives that are happening, not just in education, but even in the informal sector. Thank you. And over to you, Dr. And thank you for the great work that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope to join you soon in the global fields, physically, yeah. So, Ambassador, you can continue so that you wind up for us. Maybe we can allow Leod to give his remarks before you conclude. Leod?
Yeah, so I'm happy to connect here with this community. I will also be actually sharing a report from a meeting we had on Friday as well. So if those who are on this call wish to receive that report, they can connect with me also on WhatsApp. What I'm going to do is one more time is share my contact information in the chat. That includes my email as well as the WhatsApp number I have that I can be connected to. Let me just get the right one here. That is short enough that it fits in the chat properly. Give me 1 second. So if you want to save the chat, everybody should probably know by now with the 3 little dots, save chat. I've been writing my own notes in the chat so I can have a record for myself of this conversation. And I look forward to meeting Ambassador Dr. Owini next week in London and continuing this conversation, especially with Ambassador Dr. Makadul, who introduced me originally to this conversation and the Young Entrepreneurs Alliance. I think this is could be a very important connection we have, especially here in Canada, in Southern Ontario. I do want to introduce Dr. Owini as well to some of our other allies. I don't know if she knows some folks in the Windsor area as well that we want to work with. And as Dr. McAdoul had indicated, a number of partners that we're coming together through this organization called PodNet. We have an organization, PodNet GTA, here in the Greater Toronto area. We're hoping to showcase many of the various types of solutions for community self-sufficiency. But as I noted, our specific role is related to bringing together the partnerships through the cultural engagement tools like the tree planting initiatives, the planting of the trees of peace and reconciliation, to establish the youth peace gardens and forests with their story pods. And I believe that aligns very closely with what was talked about earlier in terms of the storytelling and capturing and relating those stories across geographies and languages and cultures. And so we're hoping, again, to work with some local organizations and national organizations and international organizations. I mentioned, for instance, Rotary. We're hoping to work with the YMCA in our local communities across Canada and around the world, as well as the organization that's called the Global Center for Pluralism, which is actually based in Ottawa. And so they are connected to the Aga Khan Development Network as well, which could be a strong partner for what we are attempting to do. Especially, I'm hoping to work with Mr. Khaled Hamed as well. I think the work that he is doing ties very closely to a project we actually call Winelto. Is a initiative actually to capture stories from local Indigenous peoples, elders, knowledge keepers, and others from around the world in order to actually train AI in ethics. And so that is a project that I am hopeful that we can actually launch possibly right here in Southern Ontario and in Kenya in the near future. So thank you very much for inviting me to this call. I think we have so much more that we can do together.
Wow. Thank you. Ambassador Philosopher, concluding remarks before we can get a prayer and continue our conversation next week. Same place, same time. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Ambassador, Philosopher, Dr. Johannes. You are muted. Ambassador, you're muted. Okay, maybe because
the system is misbehaving. The system is misbehaving.
So sorry.
Ambassador, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying I letting Ambassador Christine, Daktari, you are a wonderful lady because you have connected the world so big. Today you have brought us a person from our ancestral land in Egypt. Tell Khalid that he has met his descendant in Kenya. And we are happy with him. That is spiritually connected. His work is what point came, I think he had that we are organizing with the 4 counties to center. That center is where filming, stories, audios, music will be set up in Kenya to be sold in every part of the land of the world. What I appreciate our connector, Madam Mary Kang'ethe. You are most welcome to our activities, and you are a wonderful man conduit in our reclamation on eco-cultural heritage system in Kenya. We are going to craft some project proposal that next week, God willing, we may have some positive things also to announce to you that we are aiming so big to the mountain of Everest. And this is a landmark case, the way Dr. Christine mentioned it, that this is a world global for change. And we are serious over it. All what we have agreed is this. God is going to work with all mind-centered organizations globally. We are going to work to nature work program. We are going to organize cultural games before the end of the year. That is in October or August. We are going to organize that, and we are going to organize arts cultural center festivals in the country And I think let me say thank to all of you for participating in this program. And next Sunday, we welcome all of you and new others. My secretary, Dr. Asewe, you can summarize, then we close. Asewe is muted. Organizing, Cardinal Komenya.
Yes,
can you summarize?
yeah, are you getting me right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm online. Oh, I just want to say our framework is based on our trust. Our trust is based on our leadership structure, our membership rights, the way we handle it, the way we talk to each other, the way we express ourselves to the world. Now we have brought all other people from all life of from all places. We have to integrate and come up with a better and a proper work plan whereby we can be able to meet the expectation of our people. I don't have much to say apart from what I've talked about, and I'll just say asante sana, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay. Please, Khalid Hamid again, please. I want to share something. Thank you, Sir Leoid. Please contact me because I have to something to share for you, very important thing for my project. And also the ambassador, Dr. Jonas. I'm so glad to contact you because already my project it's working good, help and successful for all youth in Africa. Believe me, I have exciting thing I have to share with my lovely students in Kenya. But yeah, just hand in hand together to create something very useful. And here, Ambassador Christine, she good guide for us. Just I'm ready at any time. I'm ready to do. And also in August, I think I have to travel to Canada for Ateska. That also a good chance to meet with Leoid. If we can create something. Already I have the whole plan for my project. It will be directly contact with youth, and also I need teachers to teach them. It will be in short time, it will be grew in Africa. I trust you to do that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, as we conclude today's powerful gathering, we are really grateful. This conversation has reminded us that our culture is not a relic of the past. It is the seed of our future, our identity, our language, our foods, our crafts, our medicines, our land, and lakes as well are not just heritage, they are assets, they are industries and pathways of true development. We have had passionate calls to action, from reclaiming the values of the name Ramogi to transforming our traditional practices into enterprises, to amplifying our voices across the globe stage. This is education for sustainable development in motion. It is learning rooted in truth, in culture, in land and vision. It is leadership that does not wait to be given a seat, but builds on its own table. I want to thank each one of you for your wisdom, for your presence and passion. Special thanks to our brother, my brother, Ambassador Philosopher Dr. McDowell, for anchoring this vision, and to Mr. Liot Helfati for your alignment, your generosity, and the new doors you are helping to open globally. To Hamed, thank you so much for the insights and the willingness to work along with everybody to make a difference in Africa and around the world. Mary Kangethe, thank you so much for coming in so handy to get to know that the Luo community is doing something that is advocating for education for sustainable development, being that you are the lead in Kenya. Let us live here inspired and also committed to create, to collaborate, to rise. Until we meet next Sunday, same place, same time. May our minds stay open, our hearts stay connected, and our hands remain ready to build in unity and in dignity. So from here, those of us who are able, using the same link, we are now going to join the global community in a larger meeting where we have everyone from the whole world talking about education for sustainable development in the next 30 minutes. So you are welcome. Please feel welcome. Join the team. Bring in your insights and let's walk this journey together. And so to wind up, let me request one of us to say a word of prayer.
Komenya.
Komenya.
Cardinal.
Yes. Yes.
Pray for us. Pray for
I
us.
can pray.
But you can, before you pray, you can mention a word.
We talk about Luo community. I want to pray with the Luo language. Enyinguon, giwoi, gichuny matakatifu, amen. Nyasaye wago ni muyo kendo waparo. Bed kodwa. Mondo gwe kodwa. E piny duto mangima. Giwon, giwoi, gichuny matakatifu, amen. Asanteni sana.
Amen. Asante sana. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, please
wait.
Welcome
all of you.
Before you go, allow me to take a group photo. If you could show your faces.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could show your faces. This is very important. Yeah, so that everybody gets to know that we are serious. We have started. It's not a joke. We are here to make a difference. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you can see them.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, thank you and God bless you.
Thank you too, Christine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I stop the record.